But yes, I shall discuss once again some of the items that I've watched, not necessarily in the atheist community, because I haven't really watched much in the atheist community because there's not much videos being made that triggered my interest. I ended up watching a bunch of Wiccans. That's how bad it got. Just, as a different, just trying to experience, trying to do the open-minded thing. So I went to a bunch of Wiccans channels, and even though I was open-minded, they said a bunch of crap that had nothing to do with reality. And if anything, the stuff that Wiccans and all kinds of spiritualists talk about, the wrong person hears this kind of shit. Listen to the inner you. You're beautiful no matter what. The inner beast knows what if you feel something, do it. The Nike kind of thing. If it feels good, do it. Just do it. Wrong person hears this sort of shit, and we're all in trouble. So fuck Wiccans, and I'll probably never watch them again. I forgot any of the users that I specifically watched. It was just a bunch of numbers and names and planets and the planet titles in the names, and it was terrible. But yeah, I did have to end up watching Wiccans because as my partner in What the Fuck Ripoff Crime, the Human Highlander, pointed out, there's not much going on in the atheist community. And there's my take on that is, he was complaining about how there's very few genuine characters left. And I think there's a lot of potential as far as presenters go, but there's this dichotomy where you got half people. You got these two extremes pretty much. You got the people who have the raw data, information, making the arguments nonstop, but they take themselves pretty fucking seriously. So it's hard for you to really care about them as the presenter. And I, for instance, don't just go to YouTube to watch, to educate myself nonstop. No, I come to YouTube, and this is mirrored in the way I do videos. No, I come half for arguments and just half, bullshit around, have some fun maybe even. So yeah, obviously people who take themselves seriously constantly in an attempt to be taken seriously by the the Ivy League types who there's a lot of them around here. We're gonna have those, and then there's the other half, which they're just idiots. They're just obsessed with their own personality, with promoting themselves, doing the wacky thing, and they never really talk about anything real. And if they do talk about anything of importance, it's always in a shock value kind of way. So there's just these two extremes, and there's barely anyone in the middle anymore. And it would be nice if we could have some people mix it up, talk about stuff that has quality content, and do it in a way that doesn't necessarily have to be professional, as if you're attending a CEO meeting and giving a presentation, because it is very off-putting if you do it constantly. I'm not going to care about you unless I see some sort of flaw in your presentation, or unless I get a sense of humanity out of you. So, and that's what the atheism community is rendered to these days. It's just these two extremes: the people who are just complete fucking idiots obsessed with promoting themselves, and the people who do these great presentations, but it's really hard for you to give a fuck about them as human beings. So my give a fuck meter is running pretty low, and that's a shame. Let's see, what did I watch? The atheist people. So there's this, Amazing Atheist. Speaking of people who don't give a fuck about talking about anything that means anything. They just did a few videos, talked about Jackson again, the Jackson coverage, nothing noteworthy. I was going to do the Block TV this Saturday again. I might pop in there for a few minutes, and maybe I'll even stay for a bit longer if he doesn't have a co-host, and I'll see if I can get co-hosted so I can debate him and maybe sway him and try to get him to promote something that actually, is going to help people in terms of, fixing things. And pissed on Republicans for the umpteenth time again, so who gives a fuck? What else? Then he did a drunken rant in which he really reminded me of, now that he doesn't get to swear anymore all the time, it's pretty fucking clear, at least to me, just how much his presentation resembles that of Conan O'Brien. I don't know if anyone's ever, if any of the rest of you noticed this, but if you listen to that drunken rant, and even when he pissed on the politicians, he really does resemble Conan O'Brien. now that he can't be as edgy anymore. It's like Conan, but only slightly more opinionated Conan. So it's pretty funny that he's, people see him as this groundbreaking character. And he pretty much did either, I'm not saying he ripped it off intentionally, but he's either naturally similar to Conan or it's he intentionally ripped him off. So he's not as groundbreaking as people think he is. And then, he did that video about American imperialism, and he just had to throw in we should all legalize drugs, and he left it at that. He thinks that's going to be enough to, sway his counterparts. And no, you got to talk about the responsibility that comes along with legal drug use. And he's made this argument so many fucking times, and he never once talks about stiffening up the laws. If we are going to legalize everything, because we've legalized alcohol and we see the damage it still does. So if you're going to legalize the rest of that shit, well, you got to stiffen up the laws. And he doesn't think it's even necessary to make the argument. So that's pretty fucking disappointing. Emendem hasn't been making any fucking videos almost at all. He did a turtle video, and that was pretty, that was fresh. So, turtle over in Mendem. I gotta go out to, do my bike video again, and I gotta pick up some turtles along the way, because there's plenty of turtles in Stanley Park, which would be pretty interesting to show. And then he did a capitalism is crapitalism video before that, and that was pretty good too. Hasn't been making a lot of those recently, and it's always good to hear him go, tear down that subject from different angles, because there seems to be. I argue with a lot of my friends are capitalists, and it's always good to go to Gary's videos to just try to find out how to approach the subject from different methods, and because it really is about that. You got to grab that sentence to get people to you gotta word it right to finally get people to figure out that exploitation, even though it can lead to people surviving, it's still fucking exploitation. And survival shouldn't be the goal. It should be the fucking means of survival. Because you give people enough to survive, and what are they going to do? They're just going to create a next generation of, surplus labor that's going to be exploitable by the fucking elites. So it's just good video. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I went to Stickam on Saturday for the first time in over 3 months. And unfortunately, of all the nights for Stickam to fuck up, it had to be that night. The one night I actually got off work on Saturday, and I went in there. I was lagging big time, and the room was blowing up. But then I finally was able to dock, and I think I still had worse connection than everyone else. And what's his name? That Jasper guy. What a fucking weasel. He will, he'll try to grab anything in an attempt to discredit the person who he's arguing with. Because it was plainly obvious that the room was, it was fucking up. It was bad. So, he was in the middle of his speech, and I kept turning on my mic because over on my end, he kept cutting off. So I had reason to believe that he was, he had finished his speech. So as soon as I turned my mic on, he goes back in, right? Because the connection was shit. And then he goes, and he's trying to make it seem like I didn't know when to turn my mic, on and off, because it was too difficult to figure out the button. So that was pretty fucking frustrating. And I actually hope I can go back to Stickam next week, or, at some point, so I can hopefully without lag, I can demonstrate that I can work the mic and I can, bring the argument. But the room blew up, and then we all went to Blog TV, and what's his name? Emendem co-hosted Coughlin. That was pretty good. They had some pretty good conversations just about how Coughlin does his videos and how he does these quick, zappy one-liner shots at the people who he tries to mock. And it was interesting listening to Coughlin's take on his own, creativity. And then he co-hosted me for a bit, but as he mentioned, it didn't really work because my connection was just such shit. So I got to figure out how to get a better connection, because I really wanted to, I asked Emendem what he thought of my restricted democracy idea. So it's still democracy, but it's, restricted. And he kept referring to it as, well, at least he referred to it like twice or 3 times. He referred to it as discrimination. And come on, really. If that's discrimination, then everything is fucking discrimination that has some sort of a hierarchy design in an attempt to be a little more productive. And what else was his? Yeah, Emendem didn't like the idea. What else did he say? He said that it was he it's funny because I mean I remember he had all these people in the virtual, when he was making his virtual reality arguments, and he kept calling them, because they said, well, how does the technology do this and do that, and he kept calling them nitpicking bastards and naysayers and petty fucks. And that's kind of how I felt having that debate with Amendum, because he kept asking things like, well, who would write the test? I mean, come on. I'm trying to have in theory, is this a good idea or not? And he's asking questions like that. I mean, come on, who writes any test? I mean, there's a lot of important tests that, somebody does get to write. So I'm not exactly sure how it would work in, in the US if we were to apply it there first. But we'd figure out a way that it would work. But yeah, we couldn't really debate because it was just so much lag and all that kind of stuff.